Tonight on SUTV News, SHIP remembers those who lost their lives in the September 11th attacks, and we give you an update on COVID-19 cases here at SHIP. All that and more right here on SUTV News. SHIP students received an email this afternoon on an update on COVID-19 testing and cases. As of September 10th, Shippensburg University has had a total of 4 positive cases of the coronavirus. Among those cases, just 1 remains active and the other 3 have completed their 10 days of isolation with no obstacles. In total, SHIP has conducted 63 symptomatic and 36 asymptomatic tests. Student testing remains voluntary, but SHIP is encouraging all students to take advantage of the voluntary testing initiative. This Friday marks the 19th anniversary of the 9/11 attack on our country. In memory of this day, Shippensburg University's ROTC is holding a service in front of the Lehman Library on campus at 9:50 a.m. They have placed 80 flags on campus in the shape of the number 93 for the Flight 93. In an interview with Nate Rode, a member of the ROTC here on campus, he says this service is important to him because it means recognizing and paying tribute to a significant and dramatic event that changed our country. Rode also said that it's affected the nation because it's the most recent terrorist attack, and it brought much change for protection and security in our country. You can follow the ROTC page on Instagram for more details at Shippensburg_MilScience or at Facebook at Shippensburg University Military Science Department. Governor Wolf recently announced changes to the amount of people allowed in restaurants around the state of PA. SUTV's Nolan Hoffman has the story.
Governor Tom Wolf says restaurants in Pennsylvania may begin increasing their indoor capacity to 50% starting later this month, but first they must go through a self-certification process. The capacity increase can start on September 21st. However, the Wolf administration says restaurants must, quote, will commit to strictly complying to all public health safety guidelines and orders through a self-certification process, end of quote. According to the Wolf administration, the restaurants that decide to self-certify will appear in the new Open and Certified Pennsylvania Searchable Online Database that will be open to consumers. The self-certification documents and information will be found online starting September 21st and will contain the following: a list of requirements contained in the current restaurant industry guidance and enforcement efforts, a statement that the owner has reviewed and agrees to follow these requirements, the business maximum indoor occupancy number based on the fire code, and a statement that the owner understands that the certification is subject to penalties for unsworn falsification to authorities. The online certification process must be done by October 5th, according to the governor's office. With SUTV News, I'm Nolan Hoffman.
The Pennsylvania House of Representatives Archives is celebrating the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment. An entire exhibit was created to honor both the women who worked tirelessly for Pennsylvania's passage of the 19th Amendment, as well as the women who have since served the state legislature. The case installed in the exhibit at the Capitol Rotunda features a mannequin and suffragist clothing lent from the Fashion Archives Museum. The Capitol Rotunda is located in the center of the U.S. Capitol, remembered most for its distinctive architecture of a domed circular room. This room is reserved only for important ceremonial events and to delicate works of art. This week, Shippensburg University announced the upcoming retirement of Donna Gross. Gross has been with the university for 29 years. Her time here has been spent making Shippensburg University committed to students and their success. Her last day will be October 9th, with Chris Clark, the university's current Director of Operations, stepping up into her position. From everyone here at SUTV, we wish Donna Gross the best on this new chapter of her life. A gender reveal party has been now determined as the cause of a massive wildfire in California. SUTV's Adam Beam has the story.
What should be a festive occasion for family and friends quickly turned into a massive and deadly disaster. It has now been revealed that the cause of the El Dorado wildfire in California, one of the several wildfires currently hitting the western United States, and one that has burned over 12,000 acres of land, was all started by a gender reveal party gone horribly wrong. In a press release, it was revealed that the fire began just after 10 a.m. on Saturday. In an unreleased security video, the family responsible can be seen lighting the device and soon after the explosion scramble, attempting to put out the blaze with water bottles. As CAL FIRE investigator Captain Ben Malloy put it, "It really is a tragedy. It's sad. They were hoping to remember the day in a different way." He also expressed that, quote, "At least 80% of fires are caused by humans needing to be more aware of their surroundings." This, unfortunately, is not the first time a gender reveal party has ended in disaster, most prominently back in 2017 when a gender reveal party in Arizona ended in a similar fashion, as nearly 47,000 acres of land were destroyed as well as $8 million in damages. There were also incidents in September of 2019 where a crop dusting plane filled with 350 gallons of water crashed and injured a partygoer in Texas, and another in October of that year when a 56-year-old woman was killed instantly after metal shrapnel from an explosive device struck her head at a party in Iowa. Firefighters are trying their best to contain the flames as communities from Yucaipa Ridge to Oak Glen, Forest Falls, and Mountain Home Village have been ordered to evacuate. And the West Coast continues to see damages as wildfires from Oregon also rage on this week, as pictures from all over the western United States show the skies now a dark and red-orange tint, many saying it appears almost apocalyptic. The family responsible for the El Dorado fire, as well as the individual who ignited the device that started it all, are currently being investigated by the district attorney, with investigators noting that they already violated 3 laws, including arson and igniting the land. Although Malloy noted that the individual who actually ignited the device would be the one facing charges. The case is still currently under investigation as officials struggle to contain the ongoing blaze. For SUTV News, I'm Adam Beam.
With the presidential election approaching fast in November, Joe Biden and Donald Trump are hitting the campaign trail trying to make their case to win the 2020 election. SUTV's Nolan Hoffman has the latest.
On Labor Day, Joe Biden visited Harrisburg and talked to union members and leaders, vowing to make labor and American workers the cornerstone of his presidency if he's elected in November. The Democratic presidential nominee and former vice president appeared at the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO office in downtown Harrisburg. He engaged in a virtual conversation with labor leaders. Biden began talking with union members and officials just before 4:30 p.m. and spoke with them for more than 30 minutes. President Donald Trump recently visited Jupiter, Florida, making a speech on offshore drilling on Florida's Gulf Coast.
I will sign a presidential order extending the moratorium on offshore drilling on Florida's Gulf Coast and expanding it to Florida's Atlantic coast as well as the coasts of Georgia and South Carolina.
President Trump also ripping Joe Biden's plan on middle class in America and giving a free pass to foreign polluters in countries like China and Russia.
Joe Biden's plan would destroy America's middle class while giving a free pass to the world's worst foreign polluters like China, Russia, India, and many others. They don't have to clean up their lands, but we have to clean up ours. The left's agenda isn't about protecting the environment, it's about punishing America, and that's true.
CNN's Jake Tapper recently did an interview with Vice President Joe Biden where he rips Trump on praising China's president and his response on COVID-19.
With Woodward, he just gotten off the phone with Xi Jinping, where he's praising Xi Jinping about transparency and this is nothing to worry about and this is going to go away like a miracle. What in God's name would a man like, I don't get it. I truly don't get it. You saw what Columbia Medical School pointed out in March. Had he acted 1 week earlier, there'd be over 31,000 more people alive. Added 2 weeks earlier, it would have been 50-some thousand still alive. This caused people to die. It was all about making sure the stock market didn't come down, that his wealthy friends didn't lose any money, and that he could say that, in fact, anything that happened had nothing to do with him. He waved a white flag.
Vice President Mike Pence and Democratic Vice President nominee Kamala Harris were both in Wisconsin on Labor Day. Pence made a speech at the Dairyland Power Cooperative in LA Crosse. He discussed how the Trump administration has boosted the economy prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. Harris paid a visit to Milwaukee and toured the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. She also attended a roundtable with Black business owners. A political professor from the UW-Madison says this shows that Wisconsin is ground zero in 2020. President Trump and his challenger Joe Biden both visited Kenosha last week. That's where widespread protests erupted following the police shooting of Jacob Blake. This is Nolan Hoffman reporting with SUTV News.
And finally tonight, we finish off with a goat that wanted a quick bite inside a police cruiser. It all started with a routine stop where the officer got out of her car and left the door open. When returning to her car, she found an unexpected guest. If eating paperwork was a crime, then this goat would have been convicted on several counts of it. The officer remained calm the entire time, and the goat was eventually removed from her car. The goat got the final laugh, however. Once removed, the bearded fellow was not too happy about snack time being interrupted and decided to headbutt the officer. Thankfully, the officer was unharmed and walked away with a story to tell her friends and colleagues. And with that, we will be signing off tonight. To keep up with the latest in breaking news, make sure you follow SUTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website at sutvnews.org. Have a great rest of your week, everyone.